Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned up the area a little bit more. So, and I took the little baggie off. I have to use cutters to get it off. Oh, wait, it's a sealed package, so you're gonna have to rip the package open. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the rest of the goodies. It does come with a manual. Let's read it real quick. Remove the factory skid plate, crash bars, and case guards. Some of the plates use clamps of different sizes, so you receive a clamp location chart. Yada yada yada. Something about the clamps. Wet. Due to the self-locking feature of the clamps, it is recommended that you put a drop of oil in each nuts welded to the clamps. Anti-seize is even better. So what? Due to the self-locking feature of the clamps, it is recommended you put a drop or use anti-seize. Okay, so on the nuts, on the self-locking clamps. So I guess this clamps right here. You want to put anti-seize on these. Install all the clamps loosely, then adjust the plate for best fit. Next, you need to tighten all the clamps. You'll need a T40 Torx wrench, in some cases a T30. Oh, these use Torx. I don't like it already. Okay, well, we'll use the hardware that it came with. So I gotta go get those Torx stuff. So as you can see, it uses a Torx wrench. This little star pattern for both. Why? I don't know. These will get packed with dirt too. It's another thing I don't like about these. Just use a regular bolt, man. Alright. Okay, so here it is. I got my little Torx kit out here. So the T40 is this guy right here. That fits in right there. And then the small one is a T27. It says T27. It's right there. This guy here. So, alright, let's go install them. Also, we'll need kerflam! Anti-seize compound. So, get some of that. If you don't have anti-seize, they say you can use oil. But I got anti-seize, so I'm going to use it. Get my money's worth out of that big bottle. Alright, so the first thing to do is, I guess we should install... these got to be on the top, yeah? So I think we're going to put these, let's put these in here first. We'll put them in really loosely. Okay, before we start, let's put anti-seize on all the fasteners, so I don't have to later. Just kind of just dab some on there. Doesn't have to be a lot, just get it on the threads. Sorry, I'm kind of silhouetted here, but you kind of get the picture of what we're doing. Then we'll do these ones. And if you just do the tip, it's okay because, you know, the tip has to cross through like everything, so just the tip is okay. Okay, got that done with. That's so it doesn't come out easily. Now alright, now that we got the fasteners all figured out, so I can already tell you that I kind of don't like this skid plate already, because so if you look at the stock skid plate and this skid plate, the parts where the fasteners mount, the bolts, are recessed, so they're not going to hit anything. There's less chance of them hitting anything. It'll hit the plastic before it hits the bolt. So just to give you an idea, it's like it's in there. See how it's flat? You don't really see it when you look at it, but then look at this. Well, they're not quite mounted in there yet, but they stick out a bit, you know, so they can get damaged. So the bolts can get damaged, and then you might not be able to get it out. So that's what I don't like about this versus the stock skid plate. Now the fasteners they're sticking out, so it's not a good thing. You can possibly damage those fasteners, and then it'll be hard to get the skid plate off. Alright, so let's go ahead and install it now that we got all the fasteners all squared away. So you can see that installing the skid plate is a little more difficult than installing the stock skid plate. It's another reason I don't like it. So just go ahead, put one of the bolts in there. Let's go ahead and try to line everything up. Try to tighten it by hand. Alright, so Hazelneck is having a really hard time installing this skid plate. I have to actually get down on the ground to help install it. It's being a real pain in the ass, dude. As you can see, it fits like perfectly. I got one bolt in, that's it. This bolt will not go in, I don't know why. I think there might be something wrong with the thread, it might be crooked or something, but it will not go in. Maybe I don't know what to do. So let's just go ahead and install this clamp here first. So you just kind of just slip it in just like that, and go ahead and get one of your bolts, and hopefully these suckers line up. Finally, something that works. Okay, so the rear bolts went in a lot easier than the front bolts, so I'm just gonna have to try to play with this a little more. I tried installing it without the washer or anything. Let's try that. I took the skid plate off and I saw if the bolt would fit in, and it did, and then it's just not working. I might have to oval out that. Only thing I could think of is where the skid plate mounts is it's bent or something. That's what I'm thinking. It's like crooked or something. It's really pissing me off right now. The other one goes in fine. This one does not. I don't know why. For whatever reason, it's not going in. And you can't look over here on the side. You can't like look on in between to see if it's lined up. The only way you can really tell if it's lined up is either try it from look at the other side or look straight underneath it. So anyway, I'm just gonna work on it a little more and we'll figure it out. Okay, I got it in. I pretty much have to cross thread it. Yeah, it looks like it's cross threaded to get it in. It's very hard to install. It is not going on like the stock skid plate, unfortunately. And like there's a lot of stuff sticking out of the skid plate. I do not like that. So I'm not happy with the skid plate. Hopefully I don't have to ever take it off, because there's really nothing at the bottom of the engine that there's no drain plug or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these bolts up on the bottom here. I had to use, oh shit, great. Yeah, this thing is a pain in the ass to install. I do not like it. I think what they should have done is they should have just included 4 of these clamps. The clamps are way easier to install, you know. But now the clamp has just kind of come out, you know. Okay, there we go. So you got to hold this. You got to hold it and then bolt it in. But I had to use this impact gun to get it in, and just constantly just spin it until it would grab something, you know. That's not the way I like to do things, but it's the only way it would work. This is the hardest skid plate I've ever installed. I don't know if it's because I'm on my bike or the fitment or anything. Holy crap, dude! This has some kind of locking material on it. So I got the back clamps on, and I'm gonna tighten the front ones up some more. Okay, so there it is when it's all said and done. Looks okay. So basically, it just kind of it adds an extra layer of protection over the wings, basically. So now the wings kind of don't really do anything. So hopefully the skid plate lasts a long time. I mean, the KLX has some pretty good ground clearance, but like I said, I've been doing some trial stuff with this, and like I've been hitting the bottom of the frame like a lot. So that's the reason I wanted to put it on there, to protect the frame. So yeah, so it does look like it protects this area here, so that's good. That looks like one of the places that was getting hit a lot. It doesn't protect here where the foot pegs are, unfortunately. They intentionally cut it to go around that. I kind of don't like that. So now, like, yeah, where the foot pegs are, it's gonna get bashed up, you know. So, and it already is pretty bashed up, so I kind of don't like that. I mean, maybe if they did make it go out that far, it might snag on some stuff. I don't know. The important thing with the skid plate is you want to protect the frame, but you don't want it to like get caught up on stuff, you know, like rocks and stuff. You want to keep on sliding, keep on going on. So anyway, I mean, it depends on how strong the skid plate is. It looks like it's pretty beefy. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video in the future to let you guys know how it does. Let's get some quick video of it here. That's what the bottom looks like. It looks like it's actually bowing a little bit. When I installed it, it's pretty secure. The bolt went all the way through. Okay, so another thing was to make sure that you could drain the oil. So let's go ahead and try that real quick. I think we can just use a wrench. I think it's a 17. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you can just get a wrench and just loosen it, take it out, and put it in there. There's still plenty of access to it. Yeah, which leads me to believe, like, how well this is going to protect the case, you know? It doesn't protect your shifter, and it doesn't protect the foot peg. Pretty much all it's protecting is the frame. Yeah, it's just a little extra protection for the frame. And this part right here, it looks like this part's been hitting stuff a lot too. So I don't know, we'll just have to see how well it does, man. I honestly, I did not like how the way that went on. Now, like I said, it could just be my bike. My bike is a little beat up. I probably hit that bolt, and then it pushed the mount up into the frame. But like the stock skid plate is way easier to put on and take off. So I do know. Yeah, I know. So I've taken the side cover off, the side case off, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to take this off. You're gonna want to take this off if you take this off to work on the clutch. So that's a big pain in the ass right there. I hope to never have to put this thing back on again. It was a real pain in the ass to get everything lined up. If anything, I wish they had 4 of these clamps instead of using the stock mounting. This is a lot easier to put on. Of course, it might move. I don't know. It's on there pretty tight though. Let's see how it does for rear protection. So it looks like it extends all the way out here. Let's kind of compare. So this used to be, let's line up the holes. Used to be like that. So you get about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch extra in the rear, more protection. And some here on the sides. But there's nothing really important there. Yeah, and it gives you protection. It adds extra protection for the wings. So you got this wing to protect it if this ever like bends far enough to, or it touches that wing, but I don't think it will. Yeah, in fact, you probably don't even need those wings anymore. You can lop them off if you wanted to. Yeah, so it protects the kind of the oil filter housing. You can see there's a bunch of scratches on my oil filter housing, so it should be able to help protect that, and it might help protect your pipe a little bit when your bike falls down. And obviously the bottom. You definitely did not want a rock to puncture the bottom of your engine, so that's the most important part right there, and that definitely is not going to happen. We'll just have to see if it bends. I have an aluminum skid plate, not this Ricochet Offroad brand, but I think it's a Moose brand, and it's taken a lot of punishment, and it's still on there. It's really bent up and got bash marks all over it, but you know, it's still kicking strong. So we'll see how that works out. That's the Ricochet Offroad Armor Skidplate for the KLX140. And so so we'll just kind of go over, give you some info. I don't like that it requires Torx. I don't carry Torx with me in my little toolkit, so that makes it like if I have to take the skid plate off for whatever reason, hopefully I don't, you would need to bring one of these with you, you know. Or if you're going dirt biking somewhere far and you want to work on your bike at camp, you're going to have to carry an extra tool with you, and that's what I don't like. Now, I don't know why they didn't just use like a hex head, or Allen head like this one here. Another thing I don't like about this skid plate is the bolts stick out a lot. These bolts are going to hit stuff. It may just shear it right off. It'll scrape it up, and then you won't be able to get it off with the Torx anymore because it'll be so distorted. So that's another thing I'm not liking right here. And the big ones stick out even more. So yeah, I'm not too happy with this skid plate. I think if they made it recessed like this, I know it's probably a lot more, it would take a lot more work, but hey, I paid like $100-something for this skid plate, you know. I would like a nicely engineered skid plate. I think this is the only only aftermarket skid plate for this. This is the only aftermarket skid plate for the KLX140, I think. But yeah, so yeah, I don't like how that sticks out. The stock skid plate, it doesn't do that. So. And there's no way I could think that you could fix that, you know. Just you could change the bolts though, to the Allen head, so you don't have to carry less. You don't have to carry so many tools around anymore. But for the most part, if you're just changing oil, you don't have to take it off. That's what I like. You can easily access the drain plug. I'm thinking if you're gonna work on the clutch, like you can get to the oil filter fine. If you need to get to the clutch, to work on the clutch on this bike, you're gonna have to take the skid plate off. That's gonna start doing. Maybe it'll be easier next time. I'm thinking I cross-threaded the hole, so it's definitely, the bolts aren't gonna come out. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll have to see how it holds up. So I might make an update video for this in the future. So there it is, KLX140 Ricochet Offroad Armor Skid Plate for the KLX140. Adds like a 2 pounds to your bike. The bolts stick out a lot, sorta, out of the bottom. I don't like that, but it adds side protection, extra protection in the front, extra protection in the back, and it looks like it's pretty tough. So we'll see how it holds out. Like I said, I ride this bike in some pretty rough stuff, so I wanted to get some good protection for it. But you know, I think the stock protection was adequate. You know, it's okay for normal riding. So I wanted to say normal riding, but if you're going to be crawling over rocks and stuff like I do on this bike, you're going to want a better skid plate. So that's why I put one. So there it is. I hope you guys hope you guys learned something watching this video, and that's the Ricochet Offroad Skidplate. Here's me go.